All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're just going to be doing exactly what the title talks about, which is going to be, should you be bullish in today's Pokemon market? Now, I know a lot of people sit there and have the mindset that it's a little bit crazy and that it's chaotic and that there's a lot of issues going on currently in the Pokemon TCG. But overall, I think that there is some really good opportunities, and I think people are just diversifying. I think that there's still a lot of interest. A lot of money's moving around. A lot of things are happening here in the hobby. And overall, we're seeing some really good opportunities still showing themselves. Now, patience is becoming more of a key. We're seeing a lot more opportunities in long-term stuff and maybe some things that have been out for a long period of time. But overall, it's definitely something that we're going to continue to discuss here in today's live. Now, just to let everybody know, I know that PK, I've been over on that live, ended up going live at the same time or is running into this time slot, but this will be the time slot that I'm going to take pretty much every week. My wife does something from 9 to 10, so it's a great opportunity for me just to do a weekly live. So even though we run in this week, PK kind of moves all over the place, so hopefully we can consistently not run into the same time slot every single week, and that we can continue to do live here. So every Tuesday from 9 to 10, we'll be doing a live here. I'm going to keep it to that hour. We're going to stay within that hour. Overall, now that I'm over my cold, now I can actually talk for a little bit longer term. It's definitely what we're looking for. So overall, let me know, guys, in the comments. Everything look good. I don't know. It looks okay on one screen, but the other screen's kind of glitching. So I don't know which one's the problem, or if the sound's way off, or what's going on. Let me know in the comments if there's something weird happening. But overall, like I said, I just want to sit here and discuss, where should you be? Should you be bullish in this particular market? Should you be bearish? Should you just kind of stay away from Pokemon because it's not a good place to be? I think that that's the good question that has been being passed around, because there are some really good YouTube channels that are saying that the market's falling apart, while other YouTube channels are holding the fence that, hey, there's nothing wrong with the market and the market's continuing to be prosperous. And is that the truth? And overall, I think it is. We're just seeing people shift. We're seeing people shift in the hobby, and I think that that's a maturity level that we're continuing to see in the hobby. We're seeing people investigating new areas of the hobby, such as going back for tag teams. We're seeing tag team sets do really well, but we're also seeing tag team cards do even better. So overall, we're seeing the pricing of a lot of these tag team cards and these individual parts of the older stuff starting to do really well. Even some XY stuff is starting to look rather good, and we're seeing some really good things potentially in those areas. Now, does that mean that the market's falling apart because Sword and Shield and, of course, Scarlet and Violet isn't doing as well? Of course not. That's not at all the case. It's just the fact that people are being a little bit more wiser with their money, and they're taking the time to see how things will pan out before they just jump in and buy something. Overall, I think that people will continue to do this. People will mature, but what really starts the hobby going again is if we can get new individuals in this hobby. So once again, sharing information, getting people involved, having people see these things are definitely going to help the hobby overall. And those are the things that we need to continue to push forward, and definitely continue to put out information. When people come into the hobby, especially in this end of the stuff, looking for the investment sections, which investments are the best place, we need to try and continue to give them good and accurate information for the time. Once again, videos, and the problem with the investing videos is I think a lot of people know they don't last very long. Realistically, you can go back and see kind of the trace history on this channel, but what was a good buy a year ago isn't necessarily a good buy today. And sometimes it is. Sometimes the market's changed and it's gone down again, and we're got a reprint and the opportunity comes back. But overall, I'm still bullish in Pokemon. I'm going to be 100% honest. I am still purchasing a lot of different things in Pokemon, but I'm being a lot more selective about it. When I'm going bullish on something, I'm going for it because I see great opportunities. I see great growth in this particular item. And when I see that particular things line up, I go for it. It's a very bullish thing when I go for a particular item. Now, I'm not buying everything. And that we knew that trend was going to end. I think everybody here in realistic space knew that this was going to be a short-term thing. Us seeing 2 to 3, even 400% gains on products we knew was probably not going to be maintainable, nor would we expect it to be. It was nice. And like I said, back in 2020 and 21, I'd buy something. I would go buy, a booster box. So I'm going to just grab this. If I were to grab a booster box of Silver Tempest, I would expect this booster box before the first reprint to at least double in value from what I bought it at. I'll buy this at $100. I'm expecting this thing to go for 180 to 200 before the first reprint. And that was how crazy it was back then. And the problem is that we have a lot of people that still continue to have that mindset. A lot of people do believe that this should be a thing or you're not making good money. Now, my portfolio in the last year has gained about 11%, almost 12% in the last 9 months of 2023. Is that a good gain? Yes, that's fantastic. That's doing better than most of my other investments overall. Most of my conservative investments are about 6 to 7. Last year, they barely beat inflation. If they did beat inflation, a lot of them did not. But overall, Pokemon has continued to outperform a lot of different investments. Now, granted, it's gotten more specific in time. The 2023 items and the 2022 items became very specific, very, very tight niche, and very down to specifically what was going to do good. Sorry, I'm going to have to take a few drinks every now and then. But overall, it was a time and where you got more specific, and if you were specific, you understood what people were looking for. You understood what was going to get reprints, what was done with the reprints. You could have some really good overall investment opportunities in the hobby. So once again, it's still a bullish market. There are certain areas that you should be bullish on. There are certain areas that you should be bearish on that I wouldn't even go near, going into a lot of like the V boxes, the V-Star boxes, even the new style ones that are coming out. I don't even really pay much attention to those. The only thing I look for in there is if there is a good booster pack that's going to do really well. In case there's Evolving Skies in one of them, especially with the MJ Holding continually bringing new products out. We're continually seeing them at GameStop, at my local game store. They get random, like the Cleaver V-Star boxes, and those came back again. Saw another jump in those. Overall, we're seeing those continually to show up. But granted, some of them have good packs, and the packs are what you're looking for in those particular boxes. But am I buying them for an investment or a long-term investment? No, they're just really a big airspace, and they're not really something that you should be looking at. Once again, if they've just got standard Scarlet and Violet packs in them right now, I'm not really looking into them all that heavily because, let's be honest, we don't know which sets in Scarlet and Violet at this point are going to do really well. We can take our guesses. Once again, I think base set is probably going to stay fairly flat, but I think Pallade Evolve will do really well. I think Obsidian Flame in the long term of things will do well. Of course, it's a Charizard set, and there are some really good Charizards in that particular set. Granted, pull rate's a little bit easier, but sometimes that's a draw, especially when you look at what was successful in 2021 and 2020 all the way through. Box breaks with hits was actually really popular, and that's exactly where we might be looking at things coming 5 years down the road. Why were people opening up, XY evolutions? Well, because there was fairly decent hits inside of an XY booster box. Not super hits like what we're seeing in some of the Scarlet and Violet sets, but they were still really good hit rates inside of those. But yet we didn't see too many of the box breakers opening up tag team sets because the tag team hits were actually very difficult. PokeRev just did one the other day. He opened up a tag team box and he only got the one tag team hit, and it wasn't even a full art. It was just a standard tag team. So once again, there's that opportunity that as a box breaker, as for other businesses, when you're looking at an investment source and when you're trying to be bullish on something, you want to be looking at what would be a good investment source and where would things be well placed and how do you want to, who's going to buy your item at the end of the day. When you're making those decisions, you need to kind of look at that and see who's going to buy this. Why would they buy this? What's the opportunity cost of holding on to this? And where am I selling it to in 5 years? And overall, when I see a Charizard set, I see the opportunity to have that potential, especially with Obsidian Flame. Overall, as a Charizard set, good hit rates. And to me, that's a good draw for someone futuristically like Leonhart, PokeRev. And if those channels are still around, these are the sets that they will go back to try and get those hits, because that's what's going to get views. Hits get views. Dud boxes and hard to pull boxes are just not as much fun. I mean, let's be honest, I'm tired of seeing people open Evolving Skies because it's the same. Evolving Cries is a really good name for it. It's just kind of boring and you're hoping for a hit, but realistically it's very difficult. I love opening Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is a lot of fun to open for the potential of getting something good. But overall, I'm not a big fan of watching openings any longer. That I understand the Umbreon's fun. If you can find it, it's a great hit. It's fun to watch. It's exciting to be around. but it's really not something that's going to, be fun to watch. Someone open, like, Rattle, he opened how many packs, how many booster boxes of Evolving Skies and never got that hit. Repeat hits all over the place, but never got that Moonbreon. And that's just what it comes down to. If the hit's too hard and the box is expensive, why is someone going to buy it when you could go buy Obsidian Flame? And even if you buy Obsidian Flame today for $97, I bet you wait another month or two, it's probably going to be around $90, where all the rest of them are falling between at 87 and 92. I think Obsidian Flame is going to fall right down there. But if you can even buy that box for $180 in 2-3 years and you have really good hit rates, chances are is that opening channels and these channels that you're going to be catering to, or someone that's trying to have fun opening boxes with hits that are older, are definitely going to be looking at that overall. So once again, to me, it's a bullish market still in certain areas. It's not everything. It never will be everything. But I definitely think that overall there are some really good opportunities that are presenting themselves. And sometimes it's out of the box stuff. Right now, I'm going to tell you my play that's out there right now at PSA are the Pokemon, them little plastic coins. I've said it once before. I talked about one of the other ones, but now I have quite a few of them out there because overall there's not a lot of them on the market. And the ones that have come out, because people don't really think about them, are doing really well. We're seeing, $15 grade on those particular coins, getting them back. You get them free in whatever you purchase. And if you kind of look at some that are not scuffed, keep them really clean, get them in a little baggie and save them, you can actually send them out like the Charizard coins, the Arceus coins. I'm doing a couple of these new coins that are just coming out. I just sent them out for the 151, the little tins. I don't know if you've looked inside of those tins. There's some really cool energy coins inside of there. You can get all the energies inside each one of the tins, which is really cool. So I sent out a grouping of those. Hopefully I can get some good grades, sent 2 of each one of those out to see how they perform. But once again, it's one of those little plays that you can sit there and potentially 4x your money by just having something graded. And that RCS coin from the 2022 summer tins, that's running about $70 right now, the 2 that have sold on eBay in the last 2 months. And there aren't very many of them out there. Granted, because there's not very many of them out there, it may be a really small market to try and see it. But if you're patient on selling it too, you could actually see some good returns on some of these products and have those opportunities. So overall, like I said, that's where I'm looking at when it comes down. And I'm going bullish on some of these little plays. And they're really interesting little plays. Granted, going after booster boxes right now, there's really no short-term plays. If you're looking for a play on that, it's all pretty much long-term on those particular items. If you're trying to run a business on it or trying to create a business on flipping Pokemon, it's not going to be very easy to do that any longer. Granted, it's not surprising overall that we're getting to this point. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in this market. But once again, bullish items are there. I'm still bullish on booster boxes. I think that they're really good opportunities. Buying Paliday Evolved, buying Obsidian Flame. I'm going after the reprints for Lost Origins. And once again, you're going to get a glimpse into tomorrow's video. So tomorrow's video, I'm going to be talking about Pokemon investing in 2023 sealed booster boxes. Once again, we're going to be looking at the different eras, which ones were the best sets or best booster boxes out of each one of the last 4 eras. So we're going to look at XY, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet, and talk about where we're putting our money and where the best opportunities are between those eras and why maybe not to invest in some of them and why to invest in other ones. So once again, it's just something we're going to be covering here tomorrow. So definitely tune in for that. But like I said, I just want to have a quick little talk about being bearish or bullish in this market. Overall, I'm still bullish on Pokemon. Considering my other investments, how conservative I've become. And you sit there and I've backed down on some of the Pokemon and become more selective, but I'm still very much bullish on it. I think that there's some really good things and there's some really good potential growth. And if I can continue to hold between that 10 and 15% gain year over year, why not? I mean, you can't go wrong with those potentials. And the overall market has become smarter. It's not everybody buying anything that comes into the supermarket. It's not everybody killing each other in Walmart and getting into a fist fight to try and get, a tin of Pokemon cards. It's now becoming a more consistent, more in tune, smart consumer base. And that makes it sometimes a little bit better. Yeah, some of the riffraff and slower moving things aren't going to do as good. But overall, the more expensive, the harder to get, the more exclusive, those kind of items are going to do better overall. Sorry, about 90% fixed, still about 10% off. But once again, it's still bullish compared to my other investments and my other areas that I put money into. Like I said, filling up my 401k for this year. Once I finish that, more money goes into my other side investments, such as into my business and the farm. After I meet a certain point, then I move into Pokemon. A lot of my money goes into Pokemon. So typically from June on, I really start to crank up my investments in the Pokemon. So we haven't quite gotten to the point where I'm spending a ton of money. My money is now starting to build up for Pokemon. But overall, there is some great opportunities in the bullish side, and booster boxes to me are still a great opportunity. ETBs are getting tough. I mean, I think the Pokemon Center ETBs are going to have some great opportunity. Be interesting to see if they're going to start reprinting those. If they don't go back and reprint the, like the Scarlet and Violet ones and stuff up above me, and they just become that exclusive item where they only do it once and they only do so many of them where they're really sold out in 1 to 2 days. That Pokemon 151 set was gone in 10, 20 minutes. And they've never put them back up again. There was a small, if you guys didn't see it, there was a small reprint of the Pokemon Center ETBs for 151. I hope that if you did not get one, you had your opportunity to get that. If not, once again, I don't know if they're going to show up again. It's just kind of interesting. That's the first reprint in the Scarlet and Violet era we've seen. And seemed like it was a very limited one also because it came up and it wasn't up for very long and it was gone. I didn't go for that one because I already gotten 4 from the first time. So once again, they're going fast. They're not sitting very long and they're becoming more of that exclusive item overall. Regular ETBs, I'm afraid that Pokemon's into the game of just continuing to sell those and continuing to just push those out and continuing to just push ETBs. Booster boxes may have replaced ETBs. So in Sword and Shield or on Sun and Moon and earlier, they printed ETBs once and then they continued to reprint booster boxes throughout the set's life. Now they've completely flipped that. Now we're seeing one print of, or maybe one reprint of booster boxes, and we're seeing several reprints of ETBs. You can go through Brilliant Stars. You can go through all of the Sword and Shield sets. They all got multiple reprints of ETBs. Some of them only got one print of booster boxes. And you can look at Sword and Shield base set. You can look at Rebels Clash. You can go ahead and look through quite a few of them. They maybe got one reprint, such as Vivid Voltage and Darkness Ablaze. I mean, it's just kind of interesting that they kind of changed that mindset in that capacity to ETBs. But it makes sense, right? They can sell ETBs anywhere. They sell ETBs at every single big box store out there. MJ Holding has them at every location that they service. You can go to GameStop, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Target, you can go to Best Buy, you can go to your LGS, you can go anywhere and get an ETB. Booster boxes, on the other hand, only really sell at your LGSs, and that's really or online. The online sales, LGSs or Pokemon Center, are really the only 3 locations that you can really purchase booster boxes successfully. So once again, it just makes sense for Pokemon to go that direction, and it's not surprising that they would. Thank you, Pokemon Sleep Deals. Yeah, I got one of the small reprints. Yeah, great. I mean, I didn't know who did it. I didn't even try for it. I mean, I saw it come up. I believe I posted it on Discord on the deals or info page on there for people that were following me in Discord. I'm trying to run Discord a little bit more efficiently. I have neglected that heavily. So if you are watching this and you want to go back into Discord, I'm starting to continually post things on like the Pokemon deals and putting the Pokemon deals webpage on there with everything I'm finding, new cards and everything that's coming out. Just trying to keep more involved on the Discord side because I really want to work on that more for the communication side with people. It seems to me like it's a great avenue. It's just, I only have so much time in a day, and be honest with you, I'm reducing one video out of my week to do a live instead. And once again, I'm kind of doing one less video, giving more time to Discord, giving more time to the live, and then doing 2 videos myself, which I can do better videos now because I can spend more time on those. So overall, that's my main scheme of things and where I'm going right now on the channel is that I kind of spend more time on those side things such as Discord and giving you a live, be able to have a good discussion here. Like I said, I knew this live would be rough. I mean, I can see that the algorithm's not doing very well, but once again, I've been gone for 3 weeks. I did that one live the other day, and then, of course, we got Pokemon Knowledge and Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles doing live at the same time. which is also going to be a hindrance to this live. People aren't going to come over to this one from that. So PK put it up a half an hour before he went, and I've already had mine scheduled, and I'm wanting to get back into this. I want to be involved more onto this. So what do we got? I'm making a Twitter and Discord tonight to definitely get more involved on drops. Yep. And that's just it. That's what I've been trying to do even on my channel. And I mean, honestly, if someone that watches this wants to become a mod on my Discord and help bring up these things, definitely watch them sites and continually give people information on that. Please hit me up in the messages, hit me up on Instagram, or, hit me up on Discord. If you join Discord, the link is down below. If you want to jump into my Discord, hit me up with a message, because I'll definitely make you a mod if you want to start putting those up and trying to help. Once again, it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize for content creation how many hours and how much time you actually spend doing this. And between editing and trying to record and get in on things, it's definitely a ton of work. So definitely interested in some mods that would be willing to help and continually post things. I can give you links to places I watch too, so that you guys can watch them with me and get them up in a timely fashion to be more proactive on those things. Once again, the Van Gogh one, I missed it today too. It went so quick. Someone messaged me, and I did end up already getting one from a friend. So I ended up just giving him $5. He got 3 of them on the first run of those, and he sold me one for $5 just to cover his shipping and cover one of his products. Is pretty much what he did. And so I ended up getting one, which is fine. I just wanted to put it in with my Scream collection. So it was cool to get another art style Pikachu. So definitely not upset at all about paying $5 for it. But yeah, I did miss it today. Something, like I said, Garen did message me on Instagram and told me it was up while I was working. And like I said, I saw it. I already had one, so I wasn't going to sit there and try and get in the fight again. I missed it the first time. It's fine. It is what it is. And so overall, it's definitely worrying how many times that might come up. Yeah, Pokemon Sleep Deals. He's a good friend. I mean, I've known him since high school, so that's the only reason he did it for $5. He said he just wanted to cover one of it. I think he just gave me $5 to go and just do it. I mean, it wasn't like I got this off of some site or something crazy like that, because then I'd be thinking it's scam. But no, it was just a personal friend. We've played Pokemon and Magic since high school, so yeah, no, don't expect $5 deals anywhere on that promo. But he knew that I missed it, and because of I couldn't log into my freaking Pokemon Poke site or Poke Center site, and so he got 3 of them and he gave me one. Well, once again, he was just trying to get them for himself, and he bought 3 items that he wanted of the collection stuff and he ended up getting all 3 of them, so he was happy. So he got the 3, he got the items he wanted, and I paid $5 and got the promo. So hey, I covered one of his products. I think I almost covered the sleeves probably. Because he did get the sleeves, he got the mat, and he got something else. So, yeah, no, don't expect $5 deals on that promo anytime soon. If they continue to reprint it and we continue to get opportunities to purchase it, all bets are off. It could be $5 fairly quickly, but it's going to be interesting to see how many of these cards actually make it on the circulation. Because, the museum is still running that promo too for you to get them. I know that they suspended it, so if you guys did follow the news on that, they have suspended the promotion at the actual museum itself. So, like last week, they ended up suspending that promotion currently. Do you think it's going to raise in price? Hold on. Wrong screen. Do you think it's going to raise in price? It tanked on TCG Player to 60, then rebounded to the 80s, but seeing them for $100 on eBay before this new drop. I don't know. Like I was just saying, it could strictly be how many times they reprint this. So if they have the mindset that this is a promotion that's supposed to go, whatever it was supposed to go, it was almost supposed to be a 3-month promotion at the museum, and they use that as an opportunity to just continually clean out their warehouse. Hey, you buy $30 worth of stuff, we're going to send you a promo card. Hey, pay another $30. Here's another promo card. There could become a lot of these out in the market really quickly. And I think that's the bigger question is how many are they going to release before this is all said and done? Do I think that $60 is a reasonable price? Even $80 is a reasonable price? I personally think that that's still really high. I think that there's going to be a lot of room for that to come down. Once again, I don't see it being a $5 promo at any point in time, but I would not be surprised to see 40 or sub 40 on this particular promo card in the next 6 months. And that could be completely wrong. I'm just going by how many are out there, how many people are purchasing this, how much interest there is in it could be a factor in keeping it higher. But if they continue to put it out there and it continues to keep coming out, it's going to change. Hold on one second. If you guys have lady beetles, let me know how to kill them, because I have tried everything to get rid of them things. Anyways, but yeah, I could definitely see this becoming a sub $40 card eventually. It may be 6 months, it may be a year. Overall, I'm not making any plays on this card. Like I said, the only thing I did is get the $5 from my friend, and that was just him giving him $5 because he was going to give it to me for free, and I had to give him something. He told me to give him $5. Made me feel better that I actually paid something for it and at least covered one of the products he purchased. So, once again, it's going to depend on how much this demand continues to hold for this card. Seems like there's still a lot of demand and there's a lot of opportunity in it, but do I think that it's going to maintain these high values, $60, $80, $100 values on these promos? I don't think so. I definitely could see this being a sub 40 to sub $40 card within the next 6 months to a year. But don't quote me on it, but that's just my kind of feelings on it currently. PSA prices dropping fast. Of course, we had $1,000 one. Now we're all the way down to around $500 to $550. And that's going to continue to fall, especially with another round of these cards coming through. With another round coming through, it's going to drop even faster and it's going to go down in price. So it's definitely going to be a changing market with that. And once again, it's not one of those things that I was real bullish on, just because everybody's trying to make the play, and I did not want to get involved into the race to the bottom. The plays I want to make, I want to be things that are actually going to be viable for a long period of time and could play out for a long period of time and continually to get better over time. The longer it ages, the more opportunity, the more potential it has. So once again, I wasn't interested in a race to the bottom. I figured I'd let it go. I just wanted one for my own collection, and that was it. I traded 2 for a UPC and sold both for $95 each, quick flip. But this was 2 weeks ago. It's like hot potato. It's a hot potato. Yeah, and that's just it. And that's where I didn't want to get involved. And it is exactly that. I mean, you're really playing hot potato with them. If you're in it for strictly flipping, it's a hot potato game. So you traded a UPC and sold, and I don't know which UPC. I mean, it depends if it was a Celebrations or a Mew or a Charizard one. I mean, there's a big difference in the prices between the three of them. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my 2 cents, and it's no problem giving you my 2 cents on that. Once again, it's how I feel currently when it comes down to certain items in the Pokemon TCG. Before it used to be a fight, and now it's just not really something that, I'm willing to jump in and put my money into everything. Once again, PK did a good live on that and had a good discussion about that at one point where he talked about just being on the fence. Sometimes it's better to be on the fence, but be bullish when you're ready. If you see something that's going to do really well, become bullish on it and jump at it quickly and go for it if you want. I mean, there's some really good opportunities, but once again, being patient and letting things develop and start to fall into place will be a lot better. So let's see here. James, thanks for joining us. Nerds, Reselling and Picking, thank you for joining also. Let's see. James was able to copy Van Gogh card with my purchase of $40 of blister packs of Silver Tempest. Almost missed out yet. Great. That's just it. If you get $30 or more, you got that. Awesome. And there was that opportunity today. Hopefully some people did capitalize on that. If you were looking for that promo, definitely to me, a great opportunity to get that promo when you're buying Pokemon stuff anyways. Granted, Pokemon Center sometimes is a little bit more expensive than other places. And you could probably maybe figure that. I always figure that into the price of the promo for what I paid for it, from what I could normally purchase it at the Pokemon Center. If you want to go that route, or you could just say, I got a free promo. It's up to you on how you want to look at that when it comes down to the monetary side. But yeah, great. If you could get them promos, absolutely awesome. Let's see. On the topic of exclusive ETBs, I bought the Crown Zenith and sold both for double. Someone got mad at me online, but I have yet to be able to rebuy them. Never saw them go on sale again. And no, they did not. That's another one of those ones. I think it came on sale again like 2 weeks after after release, if I remember right. But it was just like this. It was very, very quick. You didn't have much opportunity, and it was gone before you knew it. And they were very slim pickings. I think it was probably canceled orders or ones that didn't get processed. Whatever happened to them, and I think they resold them and then they were gone. Same thing with Pokemon 151, guys. I think the restock that happened with 151, the Pokemon Center ETBs, was just failed processed orders, or something happened. And it seems like you get that little bit of a blurb like 2-3 weeks after the original release, and then you get their next little blurb of them. I don't think it was a reprint. I think it was just canceled orders, and those canceled orders came back, or something happened in the processing and they re-offered them. And of course, that's why they disappeared really quick. There's not much stock, and you don't have much time to catch them on that second hand. Let's see. Going back to James, you're right. It will drop. Those at the museum ruined it all. Also, they should limit one promo per. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a good point, and that was something that kind of irritated a lot of us, is that even Pokemon Center didn't do, to stop bot sales or stop that kind of stuff. Go by the shipping address, right? There's only so many shipping addresses that a bot can have to ship things. So overall, if you did one per household, they couldn't get 100 promos by buying one item and bog down the system, right? They'd be able to get one and done. But Pokemon continues to do this where, to me, sometimes I think it's a fall cleanup. They do a promo right around this time, and they just let all bets are off. It's like someone wipes the gloves and goes, and whatever happens. The site crashes, everything goes crazy. People make, buy tons of stuff. Bots go crazy to get these promos, and nothing happens. Once again, why didn't they go back to the lottery system on it? That way you got to have the code in order to be able to get it, or give people a code, one code per Pokemon Center account. Definitely a way that they could do it and prevent these bot sales, so where more people have the opportunity to get that particular card. Let's see. Thanks for having it. Yes, thanks for joining me. Everybody's joining and actually talking to live. Thank you for coming. Like I said, I've been gone for the last 3 weeks, and I know my algorithm screwed up, and greatly appreciated that you guys are stopping by and at least having a little chat here. Like I said, I'm going to go for 1 hour, go till 10, and this is going to happen weekly now. This is going to be a live every Tuesday from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. So just so everybody knows it's here, you can continue to look forward to it. It will be every week moving forward. Let's see, James. It was live for nearly an hour, and on Discord and Twitter /X. And got alerts, which I recommended. Yes, I did see the alerts come up. That's how I found out it came up, was actually I follow the X Poke Deals, and it popped up. That's one of the only places that I actually have the live, have it live ready to go. So that's one of the only ones that gives me, I think I got 3 X sites that have notifications on, and that's one of them. And I saw it, and like I said, I already had one, so I wasn't going to get into the fight. Pokesleep deals. Bullish on Evolving Skies. 400 opinions and thoughts. Personally, I was bullish on Evolving Skies at $100. I was bullish at it at $135. I questioned being bullish at it at about $190, and I did a video, and that's where Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles and I laughed, because I said maybe we should buy it at $190, and he didn't think it was worth it. And look at that, it's doubled in like 4 months after that. So once again, I was bullish on it twice. Am I bullish at it at $400? Probably not as bullish as I would think. Would I buy it at $400? Do I see an opportunity for it? Yes. I think that overall it'll continue to go up in price. Do I see this being $1,000 box in the next 4 to 5 years? Yes. Again, I think that this could be potentially $1,000 box in 4 to 5 years. It depends on the price of the Moonbryon and if it continues to hold or increase in price on the single and the graded card. That's going to be the real driving force to whether or not this makes 1,000. Do I see it potentially doing that? Yes, there's a good chance that it may do that. Am I going bullish and buying a ton of it right now at $400? No. I see a lot better opportunities in lower priced items, lower priced booster boxes, that price, my actual percentage gains could be higher in 4 years than Evolving Skies, and I could have more product on the shelf. And even if it potentially, if I can buy four 4 Palladium Evolved or 4 Obsidian Flame or even 3 Silver Tempest or Lost Origins, do I see those making more potential income than Evolving Skies in the next 4 years? Yes, because I can do volume buying with lower gains and still make more money overall on those actual particular products. So would I buy it at 400? Yes. I still think if you like Evolving Skies, if you think Evolving Skies is a great set, would I still buy it? $400 is still a reasonable price for Evolving Skies. Is there better things to be bullish on in the Pokemon TCG? Yes, there's a lot better items to be looking at when it comes down to the Pokemon TCG to be bullish on. Rather than putting all your eggs in one basket, you can spread it out between potentially 4 different items, and maybe one of those 4 will break out and repeat Evolving Skies. You could buy it for $99 to $90 right now, and in 2 years, it could be $400, and you would have 4 times your money rather than 2 times your money or 2.5 times your money in the same amount of time span with Evolving Skies. I think buying the promo today, but couldn't find any. I needed, yeah. Let's see here. Going through where we at. Thanks for doing the live. Rarely see you do them, but it is much welcomed and appreciated. Your insight and perception and transparency and a lot of value. I got 1 Van Gogh and won't resell. Yeah, I've got 1 too, and it's not going for sale. That one just went right with, like I said, I got the screen promos going in there. Once again, I have not been doing a lot of lives lately, and it's been something I've put up a couple times on the channel about revitalizing and coming back on the lives. And personally, I wanted to do more lives, and trying to find the time to do so was getting really difficult. But now I have an opportunity. My wife has something going on every Tuesday from 9 to 10. She's taken up on the time. The kids are in bed, and it's a great opportunity for me to jump in and do this. And that's why it's going to be weekly. So yeah, I'm really excited to be on here weekly and just keep up with the hobby. I think this is a really good way to do it. And that way I can answer your guys' questions in the chats and create the content that you're looking for because you're asking the questions. So once again, thank you guys, for everybody that's here and participating. Let's see. Got Evolving Skies booster box case back in 2021 for $949. Yeah. And I got one actually. That's where not. So I'm trying to think. 2021. When did it come out? Yep, 2021. December 2021. I picked them up in December 2021 after a reprint, and I got them for $104 a booster box after shipping. So yeah, I think I got the boxes for $600, and then I paid whatever it was per booster box shipping. So once again, it was really cheap back then, and I hold it. I still got 5 of those boxes sitting right here on the shelf. I bought 10 total at that price because I really thought that set was going to do extremely well, and it did not. I sold 5. I sold 5 of them at around $180, which, yeah, I made $80 plus minus all the stuff, but overall I wasn't too upset about it because I did pay for all the booster boxes at that point, so it is what it is. But yeah, I'm still glad I'm still sitting on 5 of them from that 99 or 104 a piece for that one. Yeah, definitely. Please hit the like button. Thank you everybody that has, once again. Awesome for you guys to do that. Thank you guys for joining me. I don't know if PK and Dan are still going, but if you have left their channel to come talk here, awesome. Thank you for spending some time with me here as I'm revitalizing the channel and getting back into it after being sick for the last 3 weeks. Derek. Hey, Derek. Nice to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you around on a live. Yes, I know. I'm glad to be back too. Like I said, it's been 3 weeks and it's been really difficult when you really can't talk for more than like 5 or 6 minutes. It's really difficult to do anything on social media, especially YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Realistically, I should have been doing more on Discord at that point, but I didn't even think about it until I was last week, and I was like, oh, I should start doing more. And then I started picking it up on Discord and trying to get interactive on there. So once again, I'm trying to keep up with that. And like I said, I knocked down one recording video a week. I'm going to go down to 1 live and then 2 recorded videos, so I have more time to spend on Discord, Instagram, and other social media sites to kind of keep people informed on what's happening right now with reprints and all that. Justin, thank you for joining me, Justin. Do you think Pokemon will reprint Scarlet and Violet if no one is buying the product? And if not, what's the investment value of Scarlet and Violet if it's short printed? It would be very hard for me to believe that they're not going to reprint Scarlet and Violet base set. But then again, if we look back on it, they really didn't reprint Sword and Shield base set. And we can see what the value of that has done since they have not really done a real big reprint. They did a booster or an ETB reprint, but there was no real booster box reprint of Sword and Shield base set. And thus, that's why it's $250 a booster box. Now, Sword and Shield base set had a really big advantage that would have to happen in Scarlet and Violet, or we would have to see a real big shift in people being interested in Scarlet and Violet for it to compete with Sword and Shield base. And that would be, Sword and Shield had the Logan Paul boom. We had all these new people coming in, buying everything that got reprinted and in the stores, and thus drove the pricing up of a lot of them sets really high. Now, Rebels Clash did not get a booster box reprint, and it did not get an ETB reprint, and we can see what happened with that one. And that was the second set of Sword and Shield. So once again, the first two sets of Sword and Shield really didn't get a lot of reprints, except for that ETB reprint of Sword and Shield, right at the end of its time period in the market. So once again, could it happen? Absolutely. It could definitely happen where we don't see a reprint of these first couple sets. Even Obsidian Flame, if it's not buying and if it's not playable and there's plenty of stock, Pokemon won't reprint it. And then it would get short printed. And it's not like it's the first time we've seen that happen on base sets in the first couple sets. The question is Pokemon 151 going to be enough to drive that price up and make it more valuable? We're seeing a lot of new people. I'm seeing a lot of OGs coming in. First time back into the hobby in a long time. First time coming back because I'm excited about Pokemon 151. And that's been a big thing for it overall. Yes, it could make the value go up, but I think that we would have to see some major changes. Now, Paldea Evolved, I see being a really good set. Overall, there's a lot of chase cards in Paldea Evolved and really good fan favorite Pokemon in there that really aren't getting traction because of this new era change. It's like we said, when we crossed the era, we knew that was really going to slow things down. And that was really going to make this market kind of stall out in the new era, especially for the first 4 to 5 sets. We got to get a set like Pokemon 151 or something to really drive that market. And if that happens, we could see the pricing of things go up really well and be really successful. Let's see. Ivan, thank you for joining me. Ivan, once again, Ivan is one of the channel supporters. Thank you very much for joining into the chat and being here. Thank you for being a channel supporter. And that's another section too that I'm going to be working on a little bit with you guys. Trying to build that up also, kind of working with both ends of these things just to try and make things better for everybody that's involved in the channel, and greatly appreciated. Thank you, Ivan, for joining that channel membership and supporting the channel as we move forward. Once again, he got me on the last live and joined. And then once again, if you guys hit that channel subscription right now, get the cool emojis that I have inside of there. Of course, you can add in and have some fun with those if you do want it. It's 99 cents, guys. There's a more expensive one because I have one person that is in it, but I was just going to a 99-cent channel membership. It's appreciated to just help out and definitely helps the channel out, just giving a little bit extra so that we can spend more time on maybe a better camera. I need to get a better camera at some point in time, but that's going to be coming up here futuristically, not too far off. Let's see here. Justin again. Scarlet and Violet has a set is 10 times better than base set Sword and Shield. I agree. I think that the overall, the art rares, the SIRs, all that stuff inside of that set were 100 times better than Sword and Shield. And that was the biggest concern I think that we had talked about even here. I talked about that with Old School Pokemon and also with Old Card Shop. Josh there, talking to him about typically a base set, they cut out all the fat. It goes down to a very slim, very lean set. So like you went from Cosmic Eclipse, which had Trainer Gallery, it had alternate arts, it had take teams, it had all this stuff in it. It was loaded full of opportunities inside of that particular set. It had some great trainers inside of it. And then you went to Sword and Shield and it was gold cards and rainbows. That's it. They cut everything else out. They left the gold cards and the rainbows, and that was it. It was a very, very cut down, nothing in it, nothing to it set. And when they went into Scarlet and Violet, they didn't quite cut everything out. They cut out rainbow rares. They changed that kind of dynamic and got rid of the rainbow rares, but they added in the art rares, and they added in the secret illustrator rares or secret art rares. They added in all these extra things that they typically don't do in the first few sets of the era. So I'm really kind of interested to see what's going to happen with Paradox Rift or the set after Paradox Rift to see what they might add in. They're going to have to add something into the dynamic and the mechanic here coming up. And they usually do that around the 4th to 5th set. So it's going to be interesting to see what we're going to get when we get into that actual, probably a 5th set. I didn't see anything in the first part of Paradox Rift having anything yet, so I don't think it's going to happen yet. But I definitely think that it's something that's going to happen here in the near future. All right, what do we got here? James got a thing here. Is it me, or does it seem like since the Millennium Print Group company has worse quality on Pokemon cards since it took over? The hit cards in each pack seem to be hit or miss with dings. Oh, let me get me started. I have got 2 gold Mews. So I pulled 2 of the gold Mews, and one out of a tin, one out of I think it's a poster collection. And what happened is that it had a ding in one corner, right out of the tin, right out of the pack. I didn't even do anything with it, but look at it. And the second I opened it, you could see a ding right at the top edge. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Get the gold Mew, and of course it's got a ding. And then of course I get another one, and it's got another ding on this almost the exact same spot in the thing. So it's something in the cutting process is doing that. So once again, yes, the print group has seemed to have made the quality worse, which was questionable on how they could do that. That centering is complete junk. I have not had really good centered cards in probably the last 4 sets in Pokemon, starting with like Silver Tempest on. The hit cards were getting, the centering was really bad. Scarlet and Violet has been the worst. I have not had I can't say that I've had a hit card out of the first 3 sets or 4 sets here of Scarlet and Violet, including Pokemon 151, that I would say is good enough quality for me to want to grade or move forward into that process, which is hard to believe. But that's just the way I feel about it. And granted, I'm pretty nitpicky about my grading to begin with. So I may be over exaggerating, but when I see a physical ding where I can see it, I'm not going to grade it. It's not going to get a high enough grade. But if everybody has the same problem, then there may not be no 10s. And if you do get a 10, somehow slip a 10 through, it may become very, very expensive. Let's see. What's your thoughts on Japanese 151? I love it. 151, Japanese 151. I love it. The Master Ball, to me, the Master Ball chase is a lot better. The reverse hollows are a lot better with the regular just Pokeballs on them. Overall, the quality is a lot better. The cards that I have from it are 100 times better than what I've been seeing in English. Overall, I think that the Japanese version of 151 is really good. I think they did a really great job. And overall, I think that that's going to be potentially a better chase than the English 151. The only benefit that you have the English 151 is how many countries buy the English version, with Canada, United States, England, Australia, several other countries that are all speaking English language buy English 151. But the Japanese quality is better. That Master Ball chase is still hot. The cost of those Master Balls are going up again. And overall, the Pokeball print on the reverse hollows, I think, was just more fitting to the original 151. I thought it was a cool thing that I wish they would have done here in English, is at least give us the Pokeball hollow instead of the standard Scarlet and Violet hollow on the actual prints. Once again, Japanese always gets better. They get better reverse hollows. They get better aspects. You know, we can go back to the brick hollows. We can go back to the Radiant cards. A lot of them were a lot better prints and a lot better patterns, a lot better options than we've been seeing in English, at least in the last few years. Yeah, there you go, Ivan. Cool little Pikachu emoji. Gotta have the Poncho Pikachu somewhere. Let's see. Bullish on Lost Origin cases right now. Thoughts and opinions? Absolutely. I've been buying quite a few Lost Origins. I just bought 2 more cases of Lost Origins. Once again, I think Lost Origins Silver Tempest right now are going to do really well. And with the recent reprint on those, the prices is down. The one holdback that you're going to have, the both of those set, is how long until Pokemon Center actually runs out of, runs out of stock on the Pokemon Center website. The one downside is that you got $144, really a cap on it until Pokemon Center goes out. And I've talked about that in another video. So until Pokemon Center sells out of all of the last 4 sets of Pokemon TCG in Sword and Shield, we're going to see a very difficult transition to try and push through that. We saw Brilliant Stars do it for a really short time where it hit 180 on the open market, but Pokemon Center still had them for 145. But then we saw even Brilliant Stars came back down underneath that point. So once again, you've got almost an artificial cap on there as long as Pokemon Center continues to have stock of those particular items. it's going to cap the price on those that are about that $140 range. And currently, I don't know. Let me look real quick while I've got you guys in the live here. What is, I haven't looked in the last couple weeks. Where are we at on Lost Origins for price? Last time I checked, I picked up my booster box. I think there were $121 a booster box, but I don't 100% know where they're at currently on like TCG Player. If anybody knows, they could throw it up, but I haven't looked in the last couple weeks. I purchased mine about 2 weeks ago at 121. So Lost Origin, just out of curiosity, booster box price. So yeah, we're still at about 135. So $135. Once again, we're seeing it come back. I mean, we were stuck at about that 142, 143. Right here, they were 129. I bought them from an LGS, and I got them for 121 when I picked them up. So I had to pay my gas to get it. So I guess probably closer to that 126 by the time I paid gas. But yeah, I mean, we're back up to 135, 136 for that particular item. So once again, Lost Origins is definitely a great set. I think that overall, that trainer gallery on Lost Origins is going to be a driving factor when it comes down to this set. Pikachu trainer gallery to me is going to be hot, hot, hot. And then, of course, that Garantina card is going to be a really good chase card also. It's not easy to pull, but it's not hard to pull. So once again, it's one of them cards that kind of sits in the middle. There's still availability to pull it decently, but with a few booster boxes rather than something like the Chunkachu or the Moonbryon, where you got possibly 1,000 to 1,500 booster packs in order to pull that. So yeah, no, I've been definitely picking up Lost Origin and Silver Tempest. Both I've been kind of, as I find really good deals on it and talk to people, look online, watch the PokeWorld 2.0 on Facebook. They have a lot of people sometimes trying to clear out stock. Also the Poke Deals on X, Twitter/X. Poke Deals, definitely look them up if you're not following them. They actually have a lot of booster boxes sometimes come through. Contact the individuals who have the deals, and you can actually get the full sealed case. They'll send them to you. So yeah, no, definitely bullish on Lost Origins still at this point in time. Let's see. So we got here, James, Sword and Shield was way better quality. The hit cards typically has little to no whitening. If anything, the issues were more on the centering. And yeah, they were. Centering's always been an issue with Pokemon in English. I mean, as long as I can remember, even back in the day, centering has always been an issue. Once again, you know, we're seeing a really big downturn in the quality currently at the Pokemon Center for, you know, Sword or Scarlet and Violet. And I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. You know, I was even looking, I've got a couple promo cards even. I was going to look at them because I thought one of the promos, even the promo cards came pre-dinged. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see it, but even the bottom corners are like ribbed up. So it's like the cutters are getting dull and there's nicks in the cutters and they're causing damage to the cards when they're coming through. And that quality issue is going to continue to be a problem until they fix it. And who knows if they ever will. It just seems like it's really difficult to get good quality in the English version. I don't hear about these issues in Japan. There again, you know, Japanese versions. I don't open a ton of Japanese. I've opened some of each, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to see the quality difference between the two. Japanese, the cards that I've gotten from Japanese, and they're in my binder, I don't have it here. The quality on those was a lot better. I didn't see any dings. I didn't see any whitening. There was no scratches. It was really clean, even with someone sending them to me. But then I buy, you know, Pokemon 151 and I've got damage cards right off the pulls. And it just kind of disheartening that you're spending money trying to get pulls, even for binder collections. You want decent cards for binder collections and you've got dings in them right off the bat. And, you know, what do you do? There's not much you can do to fix that, especially, I mean, I've pulled the Charizard SAR out of that card or out of that set. I've pulled the Blastoise, the 2 gold Mews, the regular gold or the regular Mew or full art. All of them are damaged. The only one that I've pulled without damage on it is the Jinx. I pulled the full art Jinx, and that has no damage, which is not a very valuable card, which is just interesting. Master Ball is a tough to pull, and there's only one per box. Our English version has the nice energy cards, however, is easy to pull and I feel should never be considered a hit card. No, and I agree. I think the energy cards are cool. I've pulled so many of those. I've opened probably 40 packs of 151 now. Because I've opened like these 6-pack booster bundles. A couple of those things, I opened up one of the binders, one of the posters. So I got the poster right here, which is going up behind me. So I got the poster. Let me know in the comments. Should I put the poster? I'm torn. I kind of like just the plain version of it. But if anybody hasn't gotten this poster yet, it also has, I don't want to rip it. Don't rip. Come on. If you open it up, on the other side, it has the cool artwork like this. So I am really torn on how I want to put this on the back wall. I am completely torn on it, and I'm not sure how that goes. So let's see. iFOMO, I appreciate how you include gas fees, my friend. I do. I try and consider everything into it. See, the problem is I'm a very business oriented person, and running another business with the HVAC business, I'm always watching the price of everything to try and maintain the most efficiency I can. And if you're skipping part of it to, if you're not including everything you're doing for it, then you're not getting the full encompassing fees. So a lot of people would say, well, I just drove, so I'm not going to cover my gas. Well, gas is expensive. It's not cheap to go drive 2 hours to go pick something up and then 2 hours home. So that's 4 hours of drive time. That ends up being a little bit a considerable amount of change at the end of the day that you should be accounting for. Andy, what in order of rank would you consider to be the best sets, including special arts in Sword and Shield or Sword and Shield era, based on investability and playability? Ooh, that's if you're playing playability. Well, if you want to go playability right now, even in the tournaments with Sword or Scarlet and Violet out there right now, Lugia decks are absolutely obliterating the market. So I did put that up on a link in Discord. So if you go down there, it shows I believe it's Arizona. Don't quote me on it. It was in the United States in a regional. And out of the top 8 going into the tournament, the final 8, it ended up having 4 Lugia decks inside of those decks. So 4 out of 8 of the final decks were Lugia, and the other 4 were completely different decks. They weren't even similar to each other. So, and it was interesting because I was going to go follow that up here. They were supposed to play and see which one of those decks won, because they each played a different deck, and they were all different decks. So it's kind of curious to see how that would end up playing out. So right now in Sword and Shield, Silver Tempest is the better of the decks. I think that that's going to be your better opportunities overall. And that's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play out coming further into Scarlet and Violet. Paradox Rift may change things. For me, I've been hearing that there's some really good playability in some of the first sets here. The other part of the Paradox Rift, it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of that. That's going to really determine, once again, on the playability side. So if I was going to list, and I'm just going to pick my top 3 sets for investability out of Sword and Shield right now. Number 1 currently, and I'm saying today, not period, because of course Evolving Skies would be a first, but I'm not thinking of Evolving Skies right now as investability. It's kind of a wait and see on that one until we see some movement. Right now, my top sets would be Lost Origins, followed by Silver Tempest, and then also Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike to me is a really, really sad on set. It has that great Gengar card. It's got a great SPN card. It's got 2 nice Mew cards in it between the VMAX and the V. And overall, I feel that that's another one of those sets that just kind of gets overlooked. Chilling Reign would be a solid 4th. Chilling Reign to me is going to stagnate, which I kind of figured it did. It kind of dropped in price, and now it's kind of recovering again. So overall, I think that set in general is good, but I think that Fusion Strike currently for investability, I see being a little bit better. Long term, how do you think Crown Zenith will stack versus Hidden Fates? Post the cool art version. Okay, that's what I'm kind of at too. I kind of like the art version of the poster, but compared to Hidden Fates, I don't think it's going to compete. I think it's a great set. Don't get me wrong. I think price-wise, it's awesome. For me, and it may just be my bias, because Hidden Fates to me is a far superior set overall. It has the shinies in it, the shiny Charizard, the baby shinies. All of this stuff is just kind of missing in that set. I think that there's, comparatively, when you compare Crown Zenith to Hidden Fates, once again, though, it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges. That baby shiny set, you got Charmander, you got a lot, Charmeleon, you got all these really cool baby shinies in that set that were OG baby shinies. You've got, you go into it, you've got the evolutions inside of that set. You've got, Charizard, the nice, it's just, once again, it's apples to oranges. It's really hard to say that they're comparable, but overall, when I think price and value, overall excitement in the future, Hidden Fates is still going to slightly take it over Crown Zenith to me. I think Crown Zenith is going to be fun, but I think it's going to be more, people are going to either choose one or the other, right? They're either going to love the alternate art factor of Crown Zenith because there's all that Galarian gallery in there. There's all those alternate art Galarian galleries inside of there. Or you like baby shinies and you're OG like me that came back in Sun and Moon and you love baby shinies. That's it in that. So you're going to go that direction. So it's really going to depend on when you came back into the hobby. It's really going to depend on overall what you're looking for. If you're after alternate arts or baby shinies, and that's definitely going to be what's going to decide it. But I think that Hidden Fates will probably have just a slight edge over Crown Zenith even long term. Let's see. Thanks for answering. Yes, Fusion Straight answer. I think so. And Chilling Rain still to me is a little bit underrated comparatively. Yeah, thanks, James. Once again, thanks for the question. Like I said, I could be completely wrong on it. I mean, once again, you have a lot of people that had excitement for Crown Zenith, but once again, Hidden Fates is behind a boom and Crown Zenith is in front of a boom and kind of into a slack market where people are going back in time. They're going back to Sun and Moon. That's why we're seeing tag teams and all that do really well. So once again, guys, we are coming up to the hour. We are at the hour. So I am going to probably cut it off here for this week. Once again, this will be a weekly live. Once again, we will be doing this every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central Time to 10 p.m. Central Time. I've got a 1 hour window every week that we can talk about. I will start it with probably 15 to 20 minutes. Just talking about something like today, where should you be bullish on market, or we'll talk about a subject and then we'll go into the live chat with whatever questions you guys have. We'll work through them just like we do tonight. Once again, thank you, Ivan. I'm going to throw another thank you to you for being a channel member. Once again, if you guys want to support the channel, that 99-cent channel membership does help out a lot. So if you guys are interested in helping out the channel, it's 99 cents a month. And then, of course, opens up to cool emojis. And when I'm trying to get about 10 people in there, and I will be doing a giveaway too for the channel members, just to show my appreciation to you guys, whether it's a couple packs of cards or something like that, to just show my appreciation to you guys for helping out the channel. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. Overall, I don't know if PK and that are still going. If they are, I will suggest going over and listening to Pokey Knowledge and Dan. Once again, they were having a great conversation on plays they're doing in the market currently and what they're actually working on. And they definitely always have some really good information to discuss when it comes down to the Pokemon TCG. Other than that, guys, check out the video tomorrow. We're going to be talking about booster box investments and looking back at the history of the last 4 eras of Pokemon and talking about which are probably the better buys to do right now. So other than that, guys, if you guys do like this content, once again, hit the like button on the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Hit that subscribe, help the channel out and keeping this channel going and moving again. And last but not least, definitely hit that notify so that you know when we're doing new things, especially with the algorithm kind of being down. The only way you're probably going to hear about it is if you can actually hit that notification to be notified that this is going on and that videos are coming up. One last thing, iFOMO, what do we got? We can't grade packs. Yeah. Graded packs was a good conversation over there. If you guys were interested in that, that was part of the conversation when I left. I don't know where they went with it, but yeah, graded packs are an interesting topic overall. But once again, thank you, iFOMO. Thank you, guys. Thank you, James, for all the questions and the comments. Thank you for everybody that's joined. Ivan, once again, for being part of the channel membership. And of course, Pokey Sleep Deals. Thank you for the questions moving forward. Otherwise, guys, I hope to see you guys next week on the next live, and we'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.